Do you know what's the difference between pineapple and canned pineapple? Well, let's find out. So, you see, when you want to enjoy some nice pineapple, there's two options really. The first one's raw pineapple, right? You buy the pineapple, you try to open it and cut it, and you have to do this, everything, all the juicy stuff goes around your kitchen. You then have to see how you're gonna cut it from this side or this side, or how's this thing even done? I'm not even sure. So I'm gonna have to consult a cook or a cooking expert. But yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know how to do this, but what I know is how to do this. And that's what a great UX is. So let's see how eating pineapple with a great UX looks like. You do this thing, look at this. This, right? And you just pull. And that's how you can eat and enjoy a great pineapple taste with only one pull tab. So now we've discussed what the great UX is. A great UX is adapting and optimizing the flow of any sort of all, UI, driving a car, using a software, or anything at all. So UX, a good UX, a great UX is experience that user has that's great, that's easy, that's intuitive. So in this example here, you've seen how eating a raw pineapple is cumbersome. You have to cut it, you have to wash your hands, you have to take the knife, and this one, you just take, pull, and enjoy. That's a great UX. So, but now if we try to think about the UI and what the UI is in this whole story, look at this. This is interesting. Here we have the same can, so both cans are the same. It's the pineapple again. It's the same pineapple we had at the first table. But it turns out, which one would you buy? Of course, it would be this one. So we're going to use UI and we're going to use graphic design and nice and pretty stuff to actually sell the product, to actually be beautiful, to be nice. So between these two, you're going to buy this one, and you know it, even though it's exactly the same product. But this one's just creepy and this one's just nice. So that's where the UX and UI differ. How people think about UI and UX, they think about UX as a great experience, regardless of if it's a UI, if it's a computer. If you buy an SUV compared to the limousine or coupe, you're gonna enter the vehicle nicely and easily, and that's great UX because you didn't have to, get your head down and So that's the UX part, and the UI part is colors and buttons, and how it's gonna look. Is it gonna be pretty? What images? What icons are we gonna have? But it's not that simple. That's the thing. So I have my cheat sheet here that I prepared to tell you a bit more about the history of this differentiation between UI and UX. Personally, I never try to, think about these two from that angle. And here's why. How it all started is it's the game between person and computer, and how the user interface term was used previously was very interesting. Listen, there's two words we need to think about. It's inter and facies. And in Latin, of course, everything has to be Latin, of course, it means between and face. So it's actually interaction between two faces, actually two objects, right? So one object is a person that's going to use computer, and the second object is the computer itself. So anything that holds and that does that interaction between the two is interface, right? Interestingly enough, we are focusing now on graphical user interface, but what it was earlier and previously, years before the GUI, user interface is considered anything you touch, you click, you look, you write, and anything you interact with that communicates or relays any kind of information to anyone, especially computer, So user interface is a method of communication between two bodies. And now for us to just say this UX, this UI, it's too shallow. It goes deeper than that. So first things first, it all started as user interface from machines to humans, where you interact with any kind of form of interaction, not just touchscreen, not just GUI, but anything at all. Then the term evolves in 60s and 70s with the Xerox and the stories we told you previously. And after that, in 90s, we come to UX. So we evolved to consider the experience of the user even more than previously done. So, I mean, this is just a glimpse into the story about UI and UX and how to think about it, and that it's not a concrete 100% clear science, but it's science and art, if I can say it like that, right? So think about it. UX is the thing you saw there. The UI is this thing here, but it's not 100% like that. It's more of a mix of both. And you can, of course, refer to UI as UI only. You don't have to mention UX, but it's cool to have in your portfolio UI/UX designer, right? So yeah, thank you for watching this video. It was a brief one showing you the difference between UI, UX, and merging both into one cohesive world. See you in the next video.